I'm Jimmy, and this is my wife Eunice, and one of the grandchildren, little James. And I can just tell you that I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma on the 30th of October 2013. I was informed that it's an aggressive type of cancer. It attacks the bone in the body, and it had tumors on my whole spine. And these tumors were starting to push onto nerves, and that created the tremendous pain. I didn't actually understand what he was saying, and I wasn't very concerned. I could see Eunice was more concerned than me. I just thought it's just a growth. I wasn't very concerned about it. He found it quite difficult to say to me, look, it's an aggressive cancer. And he said to me, I've got 18 months maximum and a 1% chance of recovery. So then I realized that it's quite a serious illness, and it was a shock, but I can't explain it, and I still believe that it is the Lord who was already then speaking to me, and I just said, well, I'm sure that I won't die from this. I'm going to make it somehow or other.
Yeah, in the beginning, all right through, pastors and people came, victory people and PE people came to lay hands on Jimmy and to pray for him. And one day there were 4 pastors from PE. Then the one pastor said to us that, you see that God is putting a blanket over the house, over the roof of the house, and that is a blanket of protection, and beware, the enemy will try, or the wind will try to blow the blanket off. We must believe God is with us every second of the way, and that helped me.
In this process, after I'd had radiation twice, aggressive radiation, then we started with the chemo, and chemo is a 3-week cycle, and I was in my completed my 3rd cycle, and the day that I had to start the 4th cycle, the doctor detected there was something wrong with my lungs, and the heart didn't sound right, so he referred me to the heart specialist. And when we got there, they told me I had a 30% heart function, and that they would have to stop the chemo, and that we'd have to concentrate on the heart. So I only had 75% of the chemo treatment, landed in hospital, and I was there for a week plus, and they had to try and sort out the heart. At one stage, after I was discharged from hospital, I was lying in bed, and my one little grandson came to me. Sorry, he's only 4 years old. Jed came to me, and he gave me a little card, and we don't know, nobody in the family knows where he got it from and why he kept it, because they came from the farm, so they traveled in a vehicle. He didn't lose it, he kept it with him, and he gave me this little card. And when I read it, he said to me, that's what he said to me, Grandpa beter word. Then I read the card, and it says, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it shall be yours. And these words, the words of the Lord, and it just struck me at that stage, that where did he get the card, because nobody knew. I asked him, and why did he keep it, and knew that he had to hand it to me. And I just realized that the Holy Spirit had given it to him, and that he didn't know, because he can't read, he didn't know what he was giving me, but it was such powerful words to me. And then I just knew that I will recover and I will break through. And then I had to go for a bone marrow biopsy, and they did the biopsy, and a week later I was back at this specialist. This lady was sitting there, the oncologist, and she had the result with her, and she asked me, how are you feeling? I said, no, I'm fine. And I saw her have a smile on her face. And then at one stage she said to me, what do you think? And then Eunice answered, and she said to her, Jimmy doesn't have cancer anymore. And she just looked up, became quite emotional, and she said, there's no more cancer. And it was just an amazing moment. Wow, you can't explain it to people. That day after, when we were returning home, because they still said to me, I still have to go a bone marrow transplant. And I just said to her, you know what, I won't have a bone marrow transplant, because the Lord doesn't do a half job. If He heals you, He does it 100%, and that is what has happened in my case. And then got home, and we informed the children, and everybody was quite happy. And then my one daughter, middle daughter Judy, came, and she said to me, when I was diagnosed and we spoke about the 1% chance, DC, her husband, said to her, yeah, 1% chance, but just remember, the Lord can add 2 noughts behind the 1. And then I said to her, I didn't know about it. Then I just said to the family, and there it's been proven that the Lord has put the 2 noughts behind the 1. It's such a moment. I can't explain it to anybody. To hear, when you hear that this sickness that they've given you, that you haven't got much time left, and all of a sudden it's all gone.